The socks.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. You're joined by your host Ranch, and I'm joined today with Mahad. How are you, brother?
I'm absolutely delightful. McLaren's death was greatly exaggerated. We're back. That's what I'm gonna say. How you doing, bro?
Hey, in another sport, I'm doing very well. I'm prepping for, the end of the month, one game, and then a parade the next day. So actually, I will be fit. I'll be here for Canada. It's the week after. It's the weekend after. Yeah. So we're good to go. If we'd lost yesterday, I would have not been in the Canada GP anyway.
Look. Do you say our sports balance? You're either suffering in one sport and you're succeeding in another. It never happens at the same time.
No. All I do is just suffer back to back. It's just suffering, bro. But it's sensational suffering.
You got some joy. I got my joy back.
Yeah, but this was me 2 years ago. I was there doing NBA playoffs, Arsenal battling to the final game of the season. I was doing up England Euros hype. NBA finals loss. Arsenal lost the league by 2 points. England got to the Euro final and lost. It was straight pain, brother. Even AFCON, bro. Congo got to the semi-final and we lost 1-0. It was pain.
Did Doncic get traded as well? The same year.
Hey, that was last year. That was last year. That was the next year. Doncic got traded. The Cowboys are ass. Arsenal doing nonsense. Got semi-final. Got knocked out. A lot of just pain, bro. Pain.
All right. And now your driver's in the fastest car doing nonsense.
Hey, we'll get onto that. Yeah, there's some people I need to have words with because there's some absolute nonsense. But anyway, this past weekend was the Miami GP. It was a sprint weekend, but we don't really care. We do care for sprints, but we don't care for sprints. Like if you're at the track, sprints are amazing. If you're not at the track, not so much. But we'll get onto the sprint a bit later on because the main Grand Prix was won again by Kimi Antonelli. That's 3 wins on the bounce. So Mahad, I have a question for you. Is Kimi Antonelli now the title favorite? Like, what's your thoughts on his performance? Is he now the guy that got the championship in his hands?
I think it's too early to say. I think how much he's got? 100 points, 20 points clear of his teammate, nearly a race win. I think it's too early to say. We don't know what's going to come ahead, if he has a dip in form or anything like that. I don't think he's even feeling the pressure. I don't think he's going to be asking himself, oh, yeah, I'm the favorite. I need to be wrapping this up right now and keeping the momentum. He's just taking it race by race. He's put in really, really good performances. And obviously, it's helped by his teammate absolutely reeking. So he's taking advantage of that. Obviously, there's other factors coming into play if other teams get involved as well. If Ferrari fix themselves up, they're not too far behind. If McLaren make another step, they're not too far behind as well, points-wise. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's favourites, but he's put himself in a very, very strong position to be in the mix at the end of the season.
Okay. What's been your thoughts about his form recently, about his performances?
I think he's showing the turn of pace that I told you about. Like I said when he crashed in Italy in that practice session, I said he could have topped that practice session. That F1's in trouble. And here we are, man. F1's in trouble, bro. All he had to do was turn that pace and learn how to drive these F1 cars. Obviously, he probably was focusing on this generation of car for a while, and he's got his head around it and he understands it. And George, obviously, maybe a disadvantage to him is that he was driving all the generation cars and is a little bit more experienced, but then this is completely brand new to him and he's already established the style and stuff. Kimi's a fresh slate, you know what I mean? So maybe he's taken to it more, but he's just looked really quick. He's looking imperious. The pole laps as well are quite impressive. So look, Mercedes put him in there for a reason. I was saying this. He's cooking in the simulator. He's dunking on certain numbers. That's the whole reason they put him in the car. He's either matching or excelling against Russell in the simulator. Probably doing a madness to Hamilton's number as well in the simulator. So the reason why they put him in there, toting him to be the next Verstappen. You have to remember, this guy's a kid, man. The guy won't even do single seats for that long. So it's really, really impressive work.
No, I hear it. I'm a bit of a different thought because obviously I'm more of the I don't know. Have you heard the interview, the podcast that Montoya was on BBC the other day?
No. I know Montoya's been doing a mad thing. But I was actually going to listen to that tomorrow at work. What was he saying?
No, because his way of speaking about it, about the two of them, is like, he was like, this weekend he cooked and he showed stuff like, and Japan, like, he was quick as well. But he kind of like left out China. He was like, China was a bit fugazi. But Japan and Miami, this is like, you're quick, you're fast. So, and for me, I wouldn't have him as favorite yet. I still think there's a lot of things to learn, but he's got the people around him that will get him over the line. Like, he's got Bono, and like Bono knows what to say and what information to give him to get him over the line.
That's out of the garage completely. Yeah.
So when he was having the little gearbox problem, Bono spoke to him calmly. He said, "Don't worry about it." Man was like, "Oh, he saw Nano getting close. Like, my tires are finished." He's like, "It's just temperatures. Calm down." Like a reassuring ear. And even when it was in China, after the first stint in China, when the safety car happened and they both went on box, Mercedes looked at both George and Kimi's tires. They saw that George's tires were better. Bono and that side of the garage looked at George's data, found where George was getting the advantage and looking after the tires, was on the phone, was like, "Yo, Kimi, George is taking it easy in corner 7, this, that, and another. So like try that, get that under control, and like build it lap time." By the time George got through past the Ferraris and all of the nonsense, and now it's time to go, it's time to go hunt Kimi down. Kimi already downloaded all the information. They're now equals. The pace advantage he had was gone. The information was downloaded and sent over to him, and he took it in. That's like, he's got the people around him that give him the
key part. The key part that he was able to take it in. There's some drivers that can't take it in.
Yeah, obviously he's in that car seat for a reason. Like, but both of them are like competent drivers that if you give them information, they will take it in and do it. But yeah, that was parts that really impressed me, and part of thing that I've noticed as well. It's like Bono and that side of the garage are looking after him very well, and like they're rooting for him.
I think they've got the superior part of the garage, the superior side of the garage.
Yes,
like mechanics wise and strategies and performance engineers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
they've been there with Lewis.
They've been there with Lewis, and also not even just being there with Lewis, just general like, because we're gonna talk about George in a second, and part of like my whole defense on him is the fact that his side of the garage are a mess. Them men are a mess, but like this side, they look like they're basically gone, we got the fastest car, let's pattern up. Like, it's not even like you're battling Red Bull or McLaren just yet, where like that's where things get a bit squeaky, a bit bit techie. That's where you start struggling and making errors. They're by themselves, so it's like if you do things correctly, you should be all right. And obviously, it does depend on him being title fighter. It does depend on Canada, because if it goes to Canada and the Mercedes upgrades is cooking, and he beats George comfortably,
are you panicking? It's done. I thought you'd be panicking or a little bit worried. You said it's over, it's done by then.
It's
So
the only way.
let's say, for example, the upgrade kicks on. Mercedes is 20 seconds down the road from anybody else, and but then Kimi's 20 seconds ahead of Russell.
If Kimi's 20 seconds ahead of Russell, and there's no like logical explanation, George is just slow, then it's done. If there's nonsense,
are we looking at George 2023 right now?
Not yet, because George 2023 was a mix of bad luck and bad driving. This is the first weekend where I can say he was doing bad driving, where he was just like, even if he had like safety car luck, he was not winning the race. He was still gonna finish like off the podium. He was just slow until like the very end.
So for me, I thought like Canada was the deciding point, because if the Mercedes upgrades don't come, then George is in trouble anyway, because that means other drivers are involved. It's not a one-on-one no more. So either way, he's in danger, no?
He's in danger, but I think it's different. I think it's more like he will know what to do. It will be like, if other teams are involved, you have a head start against the other teams. Just chip away at Kimi. And like if you pull up, okay, for example, if you have a result to Canada like last year, where George is P1, but the other teams are caught up, but if George wins the race, other teams are caught up, George wins the race, but Lando is second and Kimi's third. The points gap's halved. It's now 10 points.
Okay.
So it's like, that's where you back yourself. You just have to go and say, I just have to beat this guy and just maximize my results and chip away at it. But if you're a step ahead, you have to like smoke him and be like, and do it race after race after race after race.
I feel like Kimi would be more comfortable in a one-on-one, than if it was bare people around him. Like, he was low-key panicking when Lando was behind him.
Yeah, he was panicked. He was like, they're saying easy. He was
like, this guy's close to me. This guy's like under a second behind me, and he's quick. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of experienced that last year when, like, with Lando behind him and stuff like that. When he went off in Qatar, like, when he's driving other drivers from other teams, then it gets a bit techie. But he's gonna learn more and more about that in terms of racecraft and racing other people. We're not really seeing him and George race each other like that for an extended period of time over a race for a win. But yeah, I feel like Kimi's handling it well so far. It's just, you know how Formula One is when you race at the front. It's a different sport, isn't it? So the pressure is going to build weekend by weekend by weekend. Kind of what happened to like Oscar last year. It gets closer and closer and closer, and it's like, oh, I'm racing. And then another driver gets involved, and then you're cooked.
And then suddenly you're in you're racing in tracks you might not like as much, and then it's like it's even worse, because you'd be like, if there's a track that Kimi might not get along with, and then you're racing others, suddenly it's like it's real techie, man. You're pushing yourself to the limit.
The key test now is that last year he absolutely reeked in the European leg.
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault in the same way that people
George did better than him.
Yeah, that's because it's really funny, because George was. If you look at George's results last season, you'll see in the European leg, apart from they put a suspension upgrade. Apart from Canada, George wasn't on the podium like that. He was just.
Yeah, but he still washed Antonelli though.
Yeah, but that's where, like, because the car was so like hard to drive, but because obviously George is used to driving bad cars. Like,
yeah,
if you're driving a Williams for how many years, and those Mercedes ground effect cars at the start, they're not good cars. So like, you're used to it, you just adapt. Kimi's come in, they're training you on the rocket ship cars. You're gonna come in when you're driving a tricky car that doesn't work properly. You're gonna struggle.
It's kind of like with Oscar and Lando. Lando was used to driving crap cars. The second the McLaren stopped getting upgraded last year and it was becoming tricky to drive, the gap built between the two, pace wise.
Yeah.
Because you're just used to driving good cars, you know what I'm saying? But I'll see, man. I said before the season started that Kim's going to win.
What? Sorry?
I said before the start of the season, I said Kim's going to win the championship.
Fair enough.
People called me a madman. I'm not saying that now, though.
I have my allegiances. I don't know why you're not saying that, but we'll get to that later on.
I'm not saying that no longer, but I will say that he's going to beat Russell over a season. And it's going to become very shocking to Russell. It's going to shock his nervous system. And
I know
his stock's going to plummet, man. Look how they're talking about him, bro. I don't know. I don't want to switch to the next subject, but look how they're talking about him, boy.
I'm ready to switch to the next subject. I'm there going, look, I've delayed 16 minutes. I know this is what people wanted.
Man said, hold up, play.
Bro, we would bear in mind, yeah, or Saturday after the quali session, yeah, it's 10 p.m. I'm outside, I'm busy, you know, enjoying life. I'm seeing my name come up in the pit stop on the Pitstop Fracas chats. And they talk about George. I'm there going, there's beautiful women in my vicinity. I'm not talking about George Russell right now. I said I'll save it for.
You cannot use this as a distraction. You cannot use I'm with Gal, I'm out here to distract you from the reality that your boy's sneaking up.
Bro,
it's
you
prime time, baby.
You weren't there. Other members of the cast, Kwame, Richard, Marks, they've all been outside of me in various scenarios where I talk F1, I talk about drivers I like, I say George Russell, the women fly away. So I'm like, let's cut the talk and enjoy the moment.
Man's like, I'm not supporting George Russell in public. I'm an anonymous account, Stan account. But I have to have a helmet, George 63 account, bro. Man, them can't really know who I am.
Bro.
Have I just exposed your burner? There's a burner out here, man. I need to find it.
No, there's no burner, but my account is set up like a burner. There's a picture of Noah Siddiqui holding the Bible, bro. That's my name, bro.
But okay, let's do you want to do your defense first, or should I do mine regarding George?
Do your thing, and then I'll defend.
George Russell, yeah. The problem with George Russell, yeah, is if he just kept his mouth shut, yeah, I wasn't talking so much smack over these last couple of years about drivers being in the fastest car. I would do this, I would do that, yeah. Then nobody would say anything about what's going on. The audacity of if I see the quote, I've got a whole document of quotes of him talking absolutely insane about other drivers, yeah, and what he would do in that scenario instead. Oh, I haven't had a fast car. You got a fast car now, bro. Turn up, bro. Turn up, right? And he's getting it off lightly right now because people are not saying nothing. But when you compare this year to what Lando was doing at the beginning of last year, this is nonsense, bro. This is complete nonsense, bro. The guy's not, your teammate is winning races. You're not even on the podium. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And it's going to come bite him in the ass. He better pray them races get reinstated. Them 2 races that I'm missing. He needs every single race. He needs to help Turkey set up the race now. Make it a sprint race so he can get extra 8 points. He needs every point he can because right now, this is fumbling. This generational fumbling. And the worst thing about it, yeah, it's not even like he's doing errors or stuff like that where he's crashing or whatever. The most concerning thing is he's slow, fam. He's just slow. And that's even more damning. But I feel like people that watch Formula 1 on the surface layer, like they just look at it at a surface level, yeah. All they want is there was, error in Q3, a crash here, not being able to overtake someone there. This guy's just flat out slow compared to his teammate, and people don't notice it. And that's spooky. That's real spooky. That this person that's been in Formula 1 for 1 year has already caught you. So all that Mr. Saturday talk is dead. It's dead in the water. Your teammates got 3 poles in a row. Yeah, we've got 3 podiums in a row. So Mr. Saturday is already suspect. A race pace is looking suspect as well. So Mr. Russell, I'm not even going to pull up the receipts. I might pull them up but it's looking absolutely crazy. This guy's 19, bro. This guy just finished high school last year, bro. He's basically, if he was in the UK, he's first year uni right now. You're a big man. You've done 4 years at Deloitte. You're a big man. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, to the Russell fans, yeah, they're coping right now. They're just saying, you have to understand the accolades and conversations getting put in last year. And nobody with a straight face and composure can say he's still in those conversations right now. Obviously, Formula One's fickle and stuff like that. But is he the second best driver in Formula One right now? Can you say that with a straight face?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen the second best driver in Formula One get cooked by his teammate.
Hold on. Because what I will say is we saw Max Verstappen get cooked by Perez in 2023 before things went his way.
Not 3 wins on the bounce on his head, top 3 balls.
Not 3 wins on the bounce, but that's this is the difference and where things get a bit weird. Because one of your goals, Montoya, pointed it out. Everyone needs to ignore China. China is like a Fugazi situation because George Russell was put into the deep end by the team for no reason. Because the team didn't boot up the car correctly in qualifying. So in Q3, the money run, they didn't boot up the car correctly and it shut down in itself. So then by the time he got back into the pit, sorted everything out, there was no time to charge the battery, sort everything out. They just said, go out of the car and go. And he got
P2. Japan?
Now Japan...
It's slow. Regardless of what has happened, safety car or not, he's going to lose to Kimi and that.
No, now Japan is a bit 50-50. So Japan is like, there was a setup problem, but fine. But here's the thing. The problem with the thing is where the narrative changes. Because of what happened in China, and everyone's hyping up Kimi, and then Kimi's gone to Japan, yada yada yada. Before you kind of could sit there and go, you go to Japan and just kind of be like, oh yeah, I'll eat this one. You know the ones there where you're like, Bottas can have a weekend over Lewis from time to time. It doesn't matter.
Are you trying to say this is like when Bottas used to say, I'm moving different this year, and then at the beginning he starts doing a thing, wins Australia and that? Are you trying to say he's doing a Bottas right now?
No, what I'm saying is there's sometimes you can have a weekend where, like, for whatever reason, you're a bit off or you're a bit like, And Kimi's of the caliber where if George isn't performing, he can beat George. Like, he's in the Mercedes for a reason. He's not a scrub. Like, he's not one of the ones where, when a driver can hide they're having a bad performance because their teammate's terrible or not of the standard. This isn't Alonso and Stroll, where Alonso can have a bad weekend and no one will notice because Stroll's even worse. So it's like, Japan wasn't that bad. It was a mix of bad luck. He was slower than Kimi, but you would have finished P2 or P3.
No,
not that
he
bad.
wasn't finishing P2. He wasn't finishing P2. He was panicking.
No, as in depending
before the safety car, he was panicking. Kimi was behind him. He was panicking.
Yeah, no. As in, let's say for example, if he went one more lap, or after the safety car happens, or whatever.
He boxed up with the safety car, basically.
No, he boxed just before the.
I'm saying if he boxed the same time as Kimi,
he would have been P2.
I don't think so.
Oscar
he was breathing like a dog. He was breathing like a dog against Piastri.
He caught up, but this is the second problem, because the problem with the setup problem, where he was driving around his setup problem, but it's like driving around your setup problem when you're just driving in clear air and driving when you're in neutral compact. Pardon?
Why you got setup problems?
Because Mercedes are Mercedes, bro. Mercedes are Ferrari with good PR.
Like there's teams that the setup's patterned. After practice 3, it's patterned. You're sorted. What are you talking about? You're in a race with setup problems.
Bro, that's
Kimi ain't got setup problems. Does Kimi know how to set up a car better? Is his feedback better?
It's not feedback. It's just one thing where you ask for. Let's say if you ask for a slight tweak, yeah. But then they were like, oh, okay, this is a slight tweak. We'll do this. It's like, oh, imagine it's like, oh, X plus Y equals Z, but instead of equaling Z, it equaled Q for the Mercedes for whatever reason.
Bro,
George got on the job.
You have to
qualify
remember that.
P2.
You have to remember none of this matters because George is the more experienced one. He should be driving around all of this.
He drove around it. That's why he was
you should just have an inherent pace advantage over your teammate. Feel better than
he drove
you're
around
that guy.
it.
Regardless of if you're struggling or not, you should have a pace advantage over your team.
No. So here's the thing. You're doing it. He was in an okay position. It was one of the ones where you sit there and go, oh well. And then there was the whole debacle with when he ended up behind Leclerc with the whole, software glitch where the engine just shut off for a second for no reason, which just made things worse. Which is why he ended up off of the podium in the end anyway.
But Miami, what's the excuse for Miami? This is what this pod's about.
Okay, now Miami, this is where things get funny. Because he was genuinely ass. I don't have a defense for majority of Miami, but I will say this. You see how when
he got cooked in Miami last year, no? Like Kimi, rookie Kimi.
He's crap at Miami. But the thing is, yeah, where the problems this year is you know how when I said earlier about in China, Kimi's side of the garage giving him information to download and sort things out and help him. This Marcus guy was not helping George at all. Man's on the radio going, I'm sliding on all, and I'm doing 4-wheel sliding.
Well, top drivers don't need help.
They all need help. Bro, if Verstappen's going,
Lando's getting cooked like I can't do this, I can't do that last year. People are cooking.
People are stupid. That's not me.
I know that's not you.
I sit there and put everyone in F1 to a dump. Like, I sit there and go, these men are like driving galactic computers, bro. They're going to need help. They're going to need the guy with the manual to change some of the settings. Because like they'll be like, oh, do this setting, do that setting. This guy doesn't get none of that.
Man said strap mode 8, toggle 3. He's not getting none of that.
No, after the safety car, yeah, he was in the wrong engine setting and these men didn't clock. It was George that had to clock on like a lap later. It was like, guys, I'm in the wrong engine setting.
I thought George was an astute individual and like he's a smart guy. What if he tried to get rid of these guys the second Antonelli was coming in? Tried to take Antonelli's sport. Where's the politics game? Clearly, if you've not all of a sudden the people that you've been working with since 2022 are nonsense guys. You should have identified that from time ago, no?
But the thing is,
Rosberg was getting engineer switched. All them things there.
The way it was is that because he's not got his first engine. This Marcus guy's a second engineer. His first one's already gone. I don't know what that guy's.
He got rid of his first one.
So the first one's already gone. This Marcus guy is the second one. And it's a case of like, as someone who's there going like, if he had a stinker that weekend, if that Marcus guy had a stinker this weekend, then fair enough. Miami, he saw the babes that the Sky cameraman saw, yeah, just lost focus.
I shout out to the McLaren engineers, man. The mechanics are too funny, bro. They saw Badina and they went, what? That's what I'm at, yeah? Global.
Bro,
you say Marcus was linking that.
He tried to get me excited because as like when you listen to the radios, yeah, like Lando's battling someone and Rudolph's on the phone going, I suggest strap mode this, strap mode that, or we've heard it with Lewis Hamilton and some of the engineer guys. they'll be telling man engine settings. So these man can see what engine setting you're on. Why are you not doing anything? Like that's how we end up.
Where's Marcus?
Exactly. Where's Marcus? We don't know where he's at.
Is that the title of the pod? Where's Marcus?
Where's Marcus? And then at the end of the race, yeah, and this because if you look at everyone's fastest lap time, yeah, everyone else's fastest lap time is around lap 30 to 37. George's fastest lap time is lap 50 because he was fiddling with the diff on the car. Then he worked it out and suddenly had pace.
Is he too proud? Is he too prideful and proud to follow Kimi's settings? Shut.
No, I reckon if this was a non-sprint weekend, he would have followed Kimi setup. They would have done it.
It's getting danger zone, man. I know it's only 4 races. I don't want to say that because 4 races is nothing. You've got a 22 race calendar, maybe 24. 4 races is absolutely nothing. But he needs to nip this in the bud immediately.
Yeah, no, that's
spooky. You can't say he's top 2 right now in 2025. That's just shameless.
I'm
in 2026 right now, 4 races in, he's nowhere near top 2.
Okay. Who is top 2?
Antonelli. And I was gonna say Gasly, but nah. I'll say Lando, you know. When Lando's actually raced, he's raced well.
Okay, because I'm here like basically I was there going, because the problem is, yeah, you saying that you've given names that I'm not gonna be mad at. But if someone turned around to me and said Verstappen or Leclerc, I'll be mad.
Verstappen and Leclerc, look at the nonsense they were doing in the last race.
That's why I'm like, that's the
their performance was entirely worse than Russell.
Like Russell did the cardinal sin of being slow, but these men were doing like bozo. Like they were doing things that you end up behind a slow George Russell.
Yeah, but Russell hasn't done bozo yet. If he starts doing bozo, crashing, spinning, it's scary. That means I know he's wrong.
The thing is, I think he
weekend, you know that towards the end of 2023, he knew if he was slipping away, he started moving like bozo. He's like, oh, raw, Hamilton's that far ahead. All these other men are far ahead. I'm cooked.
The funniest that I say, one of the funniest ones, yeah, was still Singapore because that wasn't even regular bozo. That was, Lando did bozo, and then they did flirting versus harassment with that wall. But like the point is I'm calm. It's more like I just go there next week and say, if the Russell of Australia and China comes back and there's no problems or faults and he wins, then I'm more in the set of thought of like, okay, we can do something. Then Monaco, I need him to do it again. I need him just to go next 2 races to go win.
What if he does a Canada 2023? I'm with bro. I'm trying to copy the Mandan.
I don't think that's not going to happen this year.
Because that people are like, oh my god, Russell's so good in Canada. Like, bro, do you remember that race? People don't remember it.
I remember the race.
Remember it. They remember 24 and they remember 25 where he was cooking. They don't remember 23 when he thought, let me try and match Alonso and Hamilton and be one of the Mandan.
But the thing is, yeah, just the funny part is, if Alonso was ahead of Hamilton, Russell would have never gotten involved. But because Hamilton was ahead, he tried to get involved and did foolishness. It's one of the ones where it's like, yeah, he was just.
What if he sees Antonelli and Leclerc ahead? He's going to do nonsense.
I don't think so. I think he's very much in the. I'm in a title fight.
Is he?
He's in that mode. It's why he's in.
I think his mentality is going to change. If any house, any way, Leclerc or Norris wins that race, and then they're literally like 2-3 points behind him, yeah, he's going to get riled.
That is depending on if the updates fail, he's going to be rattled.
And yeah, the update spell, and then I'm seeing Antonelli 4th, Russell 5th.
Yeah, then his head's going to go. It's going to go straight away. It's over. But if the updates work, or if they like the first race, he's going to play it cool. After that, then all hell breaks loose.
Let's say this. Obviously, McLaren brought 50% upgrade. Yeah, Mercedes brings the 100% upgrade. They're on par pace wise, like how Antonelli and Norris was going blow for blow. Yeah, he's not gonna like that because it's like I have to race Oscar and Lando as well on top of this. On top of Kimi as well. I can't have any stinkers, or I'm just gonna qualify P4 every time.
Do you know what? Yeah, now that sounds weird, but I reckon he's up for it. He's low-key a mentality monster, you know.
All right, we'll see. You don't look it. I'm telling you now, I'm a very, very good reader of body language. Them Miami interviews are spooky.
No, because he was just slow.
He looked like there was no light behind his eyes. He was gone.
Yeah, but he does not like Miami because it was kind of like, you know, it's like this whole like Japan-China stint was supposed to be like Japan-China was a bit of like there's a bit of an I'll reset in Miami. He comes in Miami and like the Ferrari's looking quick, the McLaren's looking quick, the Red Bull's up there. He's kind of like, and I'm having a stinker. The light left his eyes, bro. But if you go to Canada, and if he goes,
what if he goes Canada and the engine goes bang?
If the engine goes bang, I reckon he's gonna have nasty words about the team, but him himself, if he's winning and the engine goes bang, he's gonna be fine.
No, that's even more pain. Are you crazy?
No. Because if you're winning, that means I'm fast. It means we've got to conventional tracks. I'm back in the game. I'm fast. I'm looking good.
What if he's P4?
If he's struggling,
lap 60.
If he's struggling and engine goes bang, it's over. So depending on where the engine goes bang, changes everything. If he's fast and the engine goes bang, it's not as bad as if he's slow and the engine goes bang.
What if he's P2 and Antonelli's P1? The guy's just put 4 in a row on your head top.
It depends. It depends on how that happens.
Yeah, even if he lost by like 10 seconds, by 3 seconds.
No, but it just depends on the circumstances of what happened in the race. So let's say
he was just following the whole time. You basically did what Lando did in the second stint in Miami. You just followed.
I'd be worried. I reckon he'd be a bit worried.
Even though it's only a 7-point gap. But
Yeah,
then it'll be 27 points.
27 points. I think he'd be a bit worried, but like not in the like I'm gonna do anything kind of mode, but just like I'm in some serious stuff here.
What does it say about his future? If he loses to Antonelli this season, what does it say about his future?
It kind of depends. Depends what's in his contract.
If Max is like...
Depends on what's in his contract. Because if his contract says, oh, if I'm in the top 2 in the championship by July, then it'll get renewed. If he isn't, then boy.
If it turns out to be Oscar versus Antonelli championship or Lando versus Antonelli championship, and he's not even in the conversation, just Toto say goodbye.
That depends on Max.
If Max is gonna knock on the door regardless, bro.
I don't know, man.
Remember, this was this. You know what this was? This we told you at the beginning of the season, the beginning preview pods or whatever. We said that this is a battle of custody, man. It's a custody battle, man. Like whoever wins out Antonelli and George keeps their seat, man. The gauntlet.
No. But what I think about that is more like it depends on how he's losing. So let's say for example, he has more China type L's where you're faster, but through team fault, you're behind.
You're saying Lewis 2016 season.
Yeah. Then if you replace a guy when he's faster, but through the team's incompetence you're behind, it's not a good look. You can't PR your way out of that one.
The worst thing is, yeah, when Toto's your agent, is your manager, yeah, it's like you're constantly on a pip, bro, at work. There's nobody like negotiating on your behalf to get security in your dealer and stuff like that. The guy's he's at the whim of bloody Toto.
It's really weird. I think he's changed. I think part of his is changed a little bit, where he has like a side agent.
I don't know if is Toto still part of the management. That's the question.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of his thing.
Aston Martin all of a sudden has got a rocket ship and they're like, we'll give you 100 mil right now. Russell country.
That will happen for a different reason.
Can Toto block that? Because he's
no, I don't think so anymore. No.
The life and times of George Russell, man.
That will happen anyways. Lawrence Stroll hates George.
What's your feelings right now, just as a fan? Did you expect this coming into the season?
If I was to tell you 50-50, where
surely you expected to just watch this guy and just run away.
I would say I expected to not win Miami.
Yeah, obviously anybody with sense would have said Kimi could win a couple races if he got the fastest car. Just because Russell's got stinker tracks. Like he's not. If they both had the fastest car by a mile and you're racing in Koto, he's not winning. Russell's not winning.
Yeah. So, but I would say that I think the one. Do you know what it is? China kind of messed everything up.
Why?
Because I think if China was normal, because George was faster, George should have won that race. If China was normal and you take away 7 points, we kind of just sit there and go.
He's not in the lead though. If you take away plus 7 minus.
He's not in the lead, but it's more like a what you call it. It's more like you sit there and go. I wouldn't be concerned. I'd just be like, okay, we're just gonna go like. I sit there and go.
It'll be a 6 point difference between both of them.
It'll be 6 point difference, but I'll be like, you see, I'll be like, Canada. I know George will be faster than him there. Like you'd be more confident in these upcoming tracks. You'd be like, oh, George should win here and here and here. Maybe lose there. You'd be like,
ain't Russell got more stinker tracks coming up? We don't even know what Kimi's stinker tracks are. He's only done one race in each of them.
The thing is, to me, George has like 2 certified stinker tracks.
Like Mexico, don't expect nothing from Russell, man.
I wouldn't say that. He's not that bad at Mexico.
Oh man. Any track that he's sliding around, he's got issue.
Yeah, but the thing is, he mentioned Brazil and he won in Brazil. And he should have won in Brazil in 2024. The team messed him up.
Yeah, but that was rain though, man. That's got nothing to do with track condition. That's just rain.
Yeah, but it's just one where,
I reckon eventually if they carried on and the rain eased up, he would have lost to Norris.
Yeah, but
just because Norris was in a better car.
Yeah, but the car's fast car, but it's one where he made the correct call. The team messed up the call. Because he would have been ahead of the Alpines. By the time
he ain't got that advantage no more, because guess what? The same call's gonna happen on the other side of the garage. If he makes a call, guess what? They're gonna tell Bono, do the same call. You got no advantage no more, bro.
Bro,
Bono's got a screen mirror of his data. I bet you're gonna be like soon. You're gonna be like, don't share data with the other side of the garage anymore. Like basically what McLaren was doing later in the season when it got
if the gap is from Mercedes to the next team is that black ahead, then of course. But if it's not that far ahead, then no. It's all relative. But
scary house for him.
It is, but you know, it's in his own hands. Just perform, and he knows that. And he came into the season locked in, and now he's kind of like he's lost his way. Not necessarily his, apart from Miami. Miami's a stinker. Not necessarily his fault, but oh well, it's what it is, man. We move.
When do we review this? When do you start panicking? When do we have to pull this up on the pod for the listeners? When do we have to do an emergency investigation pod? I have to hold you to account. You've been talking smack about 4 years.
After Silverstone.
Oh, Silverstone, yeah. All right.
That will be enough races would have passed that basically goes and says if he's, let's say hypothetically let's say he wins like 2 or 3 races but has a DNF through engine failure or Mercedes stinker, I'll postpone the trial.
If he's just having a stinker like Miami in multiple races, I need you to come on pod and say he's not a top 5 driver.
I will change the tune of conversation. You don't know what I'll pull out, brother. I will call Antonelli because I'll say he has the spirit of a Ascari, bro. We've never seen anything like this before in our entire lives, bro. This is Jim Clark and Alberto Ascari.
Man said this is Valentino Rossi in Formula 1. We've never seen anything like this.
Exactly. I will pull
that. Russell can't compete with an icon like this. This is the future of F1. Max Verstappen, eat your heart out.
Bro, I will change the talk. I'm like, we still top 5. It's just that number 1 is this kid, and he's just so far ahead. He's that good.
Hey, listen, man. I literally was me and Rafa were the only ones.
Look,
I was saying it from early. I said it even before F2. I said this is the one.
I can't pick every good kid on the come up and be like, yeah, that's my guy. You have to leave out one.
I didn't do that. I literally just did Iwasa, Hadjar, Kimi Antonelli. That's all I did. Iwasa's the king of Super Formula. Hadjar, soon come. You're going to have your time. And Antonelli, I'm eating. My stocks are eating. And then I got Freddie Slater in the cup.
See, I did Reform UK. So I went if you got a British passport.
No, low-key, I got Luke Brown in as well. We got shagged.
I just pick I also pick fun stocks. I pick people who I think would be fun.
And you know how I didn't mention a certain stock of a certain driver that was a certain legendary driver that was on a BBC podcast earlier this week. I didn't mention his son.
Oh yeah, no. Don't worry.
I don't talk about that stock.
That is my greatest victory. The thing is, having an agenda on the F2 kids is sick, but just because of what you guys did to my son, I did this.
Hey, listen, I did a madness to Victor Martins, man. I was just like, get this bum out of here, bro. Get this guy out of here, bro. And then he proceeded to have the worst luck of all time.
Bro, he's the first driver. Because you know when drivers talk about, this guy when I was on the come up, this guy was the guy, this guy was the one that gave me a headache. Martins is Oscar's version of that. It was like, out of everyone.
Yeah, but then Oscar was going life and death for Logan Sargent as well, though. So we got to put a pin in that group. To even now, like for example, remember we spoke about this, that F3 group with like Hadjar and Behrman and whatnot. And even though Hadjar came like 3rd or 4th in that jump shit, I said Hadjar's the best driver here. But people didn't see the light until he came to Formula 1.
I said Behrman was the best one for me. I said,
but neither of them won the championship.
No. But the thing is, for me, the thing about Behrman for me was because it's kind of crazy, Him and Lindblad both did the same thing, where they just jumped from F4 straight to F3. That's a crazy jump, you know.
I know it is. That's what makes Antonelli jump even more sick. Antonelli jumps crazy. Come on, man.
No,
I saw him in F4, even the least. And all of a sudden, he's in F2. What the fuck's going on right now?
No, he did Formula Regional. He did Formula Regional. That's better than F4. And then they just said we're skipping the F3.
Listen, a guy that was racing Tuka Tappinen is Formula 1, winning 3 races in a row, bro. What the hell is going on here?
Hey, man. The guy that was the year below.
I guarantee he had a karting race. I guarantee he had a karting race with like Freddie Slater in the back.
Possibly. These man, okay, apart from, I think, excluding Behrman because he didn't leave the country, I think they're
he's
all
not in their age group. Kimi's not in their age group. He's not even in Behrman's age group.
He's a year younger than Behrman. They
yeah,
did
no, but I'm not saying he's not in their age group like coming up. Behrman was racing in the higher categories, didn't it?
They raced at F4 together.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the guy was in karting and he was doing single seater. Behrman.
Yeah, because he was 1 year ahead. That's like being in year 9 and year 10, bro.
Yeah, that's year 9, year 10 when they're kicking ball happens. Year 10's better than them.
Nah, it's one because I remember them two talking about it. They were like, we raced in Monza and F4, and they're like, can we just cut every corner, bro? But yeah, no. I get it, but these men they all race one another. So I think
it's kind of like when Lando was coming up, he was the youngest. He was way younger than the rest of them. But he was racing with Albon and Russell and all them.
He caught life being younger, you know. Because Leclerc and Russell got shagged.
Who got caught life? Lando, because he was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lando, why the hell was like Lando racing with like Verstappen and them, man? What the hell? The age gap is crazy.
Because Verstappen was in karts for bare long.
Have you seen the picture? Verstappen was like 6'6", bro. Compared to Lando. Lando was a child.
Verstappen was racing in karts when other men started racing in cars, and they just jumped past the cars that these men were in.
Straight to F3.
Straight to F3. He did. So like his stories are madness. Because the thing is, where Lando caught life was because he was a year younger than these men. He missed the Lance Stroll Formula 3's year. That year was a nonsense.
The Fugazi whips.
Bro, they gave Lance Stroll a rocket ship. They told his teammates, you can't beat, man. Like, just everything was set up for Lance Stroll to win.
This is what I'm saying. It's, Lawrence, man, like, just put your money up. You can do that in F1, bro, if you put the right money up. Bro.
That season is the reason why Lance Stroll hates George Russell, because Russell was like, this is just fake, bro. They're like, he's got the best car, best engine. His teammates can't beat him. What am I doing here?
Weren't they saying that about Russell in F2?
Not in the same way.
They had the Fugazi engine. Russell had the Fugazi engine, bro.
No. In F2, it's the Mclaren lottery, but it's
he
not.
Won
he won. He won the lottery after the first round. He won the lottery. So he probably gave up the first engine and said, I need a new engine, bros.
I said it's tactical, you know. I said if man drove it, opened the race, said it's not it. He saw Lando win. He said this engine's not it.
Yeah.
New one now. All right.
Let's move to the next part.
George, I'm on to him. That's what I'm saying.
Is Red Bull, quote unquote brackets, Verstappen back?
No.
Are they back involved?
Why was Hadjar disqualified?
Because Red Bull are back to being Red Bull. The men are back.
So for me, if I'm putting 2 and 3 together, that car was illegal. Verstappen's car was illegal.
He passed checks the next day. Unfortunately, Red Bull just shoved his Hadjar for no reason. So he has every right to go and slap Lauren Mackey's in private.
Like, these are basic errors. And it's just making me think, what kind of top F1 teams do nonsense like this? What's going on? I think qualifying flattened them. I think they've made a step away from Alpine because they were literally beefing Alpine. So they made a step forward in that sense, but I don't think they're hanging with the big boy yet. Like, you have to understand the circumstance. Like, qualifying, the rain, the wind, these Rob Marshall cars, they get cooked. We saw in Hungary last year, people are glazing Leclerc's pole when Q1, Q2, McLaren were cooking. The second the wind picked up, the car's moving mad. It's not even the driver's fault. Same thing happened in Miami. So obviously he took advantage of that. And I don't know what happened to Ferrari in qualifying. I genuinely don't know what happened. And I don't know why Leclerc's getting out qualified. But Max.
Ferrari is... No, but here's the thing. Red Bull have a decent engine. Like, the engine is not bad. It's just the aero. So it's like, if the aero's around, Ferrari's anemic engines, like, boy, with its fugazi deployment, boy, it's rough. But I think
have you taken a step back? You brought a big ass upgrade. Like, Red Bull brought upgrade. Clearly, they've moved forward. I'm not going to say they're completely back when I go back to your question, but are Ferrari back to being S?
No, basically, Ferrari took a step forward, but with the engine that we have, we're just fundamentally limited. So, like, there is nothing.
Why do you have a million tokens and you spend all this time and all this money for you to come to this regulation with an S engine? What's the point of being a works team?
No, because you see,
I thought you had the fuel. I thought you had the shell fuel that was doing the mad thing.
We had an engine design that, if it had worked, would be up there, but it wasn't working. And the guy that was behind that, he's sleeping. He's with Audi now.
Man said he's sleeping with the fishes.
He's sleeping with the fishes. He's with Audi now.
Why did Audi need it then? Bloody hell, man.
Because Bonotto can make these people work.
Well, let's not speak about Bonotto and Audi and their blowing up engines.
They've got blown up engines, but like, James Key's cooked from a decent chassis. So, like, Bonotto's doing something right over there.
Oh, Lord. When I hear the words James Key, I feel ill, bro.
I know, but it's like, we have to understand that Audi have a weaker engine, but they're fighting for, like, P10, P11,
I feel like the Ferrari's got issues, not just... I feel like you lot of time punches as well. That's got nothing to do with the engine.
Yeah, but that's a secondary problem, which is also messing up our deployment. We need to do some rear stability work.
Why do you need to do any work? You've been mainly focused on this regulation. You gave up last year. What are we doing?
Yeah, but
now there's a team that had less wind tunnel time than you, less budget, anything, less everything that have surpassed you already in McLaren.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that we're cooked. Like, the engine is the most important part, and it's like,
we didn't need to work on.
We'll have a fun time in Monaco, but then
McLaren didn't need to work on the engine, so they didn't need to worry about it.
Yeah, like, you don't need to work. Like, you just need to understand the engine. So it's like, you got the best engine, you just have to work on understanding it. You had better deployment than Mercedes in the sprint weekend, part of the weekend.
Yeah, I know. Then they came to us and asked. And I don't know why we're giving them information when you didn't want to give us information. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand the rationale.
Because
they didn't even give us up to speak engine in testing. But all of a sudden they're coming to us and saying, yeah, let us know the mapping.
Because they know because you're in a position of weakness. Because then they'll just be like, oh, you're not giving. They don't want to give a team an engine. So you have McLaren, Alpine, and Williams. One of you, man, are losing the Mercedes engine at one point. So
when you see McLaren with mad engines, then you know what's happened.
Exactly. So yeah, But it's interesting because I think they looked a lot better, but unfortunately, we didn't get to see the full effect of it because Verstappen drove like an idiot in the race and spun in the first corner, and then was terrible.
What was the most egregious thing he did? He did multiple things. If you're listening to this or watching this, he did multiple things. But instead of speaking about each one, what do you think is the worst thing?
Low key, yeah. For me, it's the one he did on Lawson. Because them man just get out of the way from they get out of the way for you. So there was actually no need.
That is, do you know what? Yeah, I just thought it was so funny, man. I thought it was so funny because what the fuck are you doing, bro? He's already on the blower. Like, move out of the way. You've got a free reign. It's like taking over a blue flag car. What the hell are you doing that you're doing this, bro? No apology, no. Just did it. Fuck it. For the love of it. Then he was terrorizing Albon and Sainz. And Sainz had a head loss. He's back in midfield. He's moving mad.
Bro, because it's like, you know, imagine Sainz was in a mansion, moved back into the hood, yeah? And now this guy's come to the hood and starts slapping him up again. It's like, bro, we're in the hood. Like, what are you doing?
See, Sainz is a better man than me because I would have just clotted him. Because I ain't got nothing to lose. What am I? I'm outside the points. I don't give a shit.
Nah. Sainz is on a mission, but he's here to destroy Albon, yeah, and be the first person in the queue if there's like a top seat available.
I just think it's hilarious, man. I think the funniest one out of all the stuff, yeah, was that he attempted to do the same thing to Norris. And Norris just cut back. He said, all right, man, put the fries in the back, bro. He literally tried to do what he did to Albon and Lawson and all the people where he's just trying to like go long on the inside, you know what I mean? Dive bomb, whatever. Norris just said fries, man. Just braked early, just cut back, man. So see you, man. I ain't got time for this shit. Yeah. Also, the other one was like on the start. The start was funny in the sense of the guy lost all headlock. He knew he's gonna fuck up the start. So he fucked up the start. No fault of his own, probably the car shit. Red Bull's not good at starts.
No,
he had the car pointed at Antonelli. Yeah. He realized I had a slow start. He sees Lando about to go up in the inside. Yeah, this guy said, "No, we're gonna die together." Lando had to brake, or he's gonna go right in the back of him. Yeah, because he was so focused on that, he literally did what Lando did in Vegas, where he just forgot his braking point and just over braked and went long. And then he went on the inside and then did spinnerini on his ones.
Okay, when on the inside, I saw Leclerc was there, and he's like, you know, he's like, oh, Lando, we will die together. But he knows that Lando will back out.
Lando had to back out. He slammed on the brakes.
You know, Leclerc on the inside, Leclerc said, yes, I will die with you, my friend. And Max was like, hold up, I don't want to die.
He got spooked.
He got spooked and smashed the car.
The guy's got too many demons, man. You know when you're driving, you got this too many demons. Sometimes it's just gonna bite on you, man. He's got demons in Lando because he's always trying to assert dominance. To the point where he's missing breaking points. And he's got the Leclerc demon, like, this guy's gonna die with me. I don't want to die right now.
Then he's got Hamilton demon, because whenever them two race each other, it's some nonsense.
And I don't know what the fuck beef he's got with Lawson. Decided to do that. He was going toe-to-toe with Albon for some reason. I don't know, man. People, he got 8.4, man. He got driver of the day. He got 8.4 in the driver rankings at Formula One. It's a good drive, man. It's a legendary drive from the back. But for me, I'll ask the question, who put him there?
No. My thing was, yeah, you see Ed Straw? Well done. He slapped man second last.
Ed Straw put man in hell.
he said, because the worst part is, yeah, people were questioning Ed Straw about doing that. And it's like, why is Verstappen so low? He's like, he spun in the first lap for no reason. What are we talking about? Like, you've messed up his own race.
The funniest thing is, if you tell a Verstappen fan any other driver did that, would they say anything?
Bro, they will call them rubbish, bro. That's why.
Yeah, but I'm seeing like people like Peter Windsor and like Glazing. They're like, oh my God, ultimate car control. Fantastic. What am I supposed to do with this? Julian Palmer doing the same thing. What am I supposed to do with this information? Montoya said it's trash.
Bro.
He said it fluke. Montoya said it's a fluke immediately.
Bro, Montoya, yeah. I'm telling everyone this, yeah. Listen to one problem Montoya. The way he's speaking, yeah, he's speaking facts, bro. It's so funny because he's just there going, this guy's cussing the regs, but you're a DRS merchant. What are you talking about, bro? Like, when I raced, it was boring. I couldn't get past. I was just stuck behind, man.
No aids.
There was no aids. We were just stuck behind, man.
Yeah, but now they're saying that Montoya's saying this because of Brazil and his dad. They're saying that's the only reason he's going out. Max.
Hey, fair enough, man.
I'm saying you basically stopped one of the greatest wins of all time. You're so happy that's not a win. Because then Michael Schumacher highlights, so your head top will be looking crazy. They'll be rerunning that all day.
The funny thing is, yeah, I saw a tweet today, yeah, where the person was like, drivers get criticized for spinning and crashing today, yeah. But if you go look at the tapes from the 2000s, yeah, we'll see bare things like, Schumacher. I sit there and go, brother, in 2006, you drove fast every single lap. Today, we do Pirelli tire management. So having a spin in the Pirelli tire management era is not the same as spinning in the Bridgestone era.
You're pushing anyway.
You're not pushing.
The only time it's acceptable is in quality.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, for me, Verstappen ain't back. That's all I'm saying. He's changing team, bro. He needs to get the Mercedes ASAP.
Nah, I'm just saying, Red Bull. You don't got Perez anymore. So any nonsense, we're watching you, yeah, and we'll talk. Agile will let the thing go. You don't
let the thing go into the wall, man. Let's not talk about Agile.
No. But like, if there's any problem from Red Bull side, like the little wing being too wide or anything, go look at Hadjar on Channel Plus, yeah. Get the translator out, yeah. I promise you, he gives you the golden interviews because he will just cuss the team. There's none of this, because he cuss himself. We saw him when he's slapping the steering wheel, slapping the wall. When he does bad, we know. But if the team does bad, he will let us know. Final topic. Who won the war of the upgrades? Because like everyone apart from Mercedes and Haas, we exclude Aston Martin. They don't count.
They brought some small things.
Yeah, but it's like, that's like stuff that's supposed to come from Bahrain. It's not like they didn't bring the big thing.
Who won the upgrade? War of the upgrades. You tell me. Brother.
Alpine. Have you seen
your team?
No, my team have a disability. We got asthma, bro. It doesn't matter what upgrades we bring. We got asthma.
Why every single time when I say anything about your team, you bring a sick note, bro?
I bring a what?
You always bring a sick note. Anytime we have to talk about your team, you bring a sick note. Like, this is the reason. This is the reason.
Yeah, but if the engines are done, the engines are done, bro. It's over. There's nothing good coming out of Ferrari. It's over. I got my Hamilton podium in the bag. We might win in Monaco. We might win in Singapore. Other than that, it's Jova. I've accepted this.
Good Lord.
When that Zimmerman guy got released, the writing was on the wall. It was just how bad things were going to be. It's worse than we thought.
Hey, Hamilton fans, welcome to the Ferrari experience, man. You thought last year was a one-off.
But the thing,
I've got so much bookmarks from over the winter that I could just release, but I'm waiting for them to suck a little bit more. And then I'm dropping the tapes.
Did I say anything positive? I don't think I spoke positively about Ferrari at all.
You ain't even got time to look back on your tweets to check if you said anything. Well, I'm gonna pull up.
No, I don't think I said anything about Ferrari. I just sat there and went, "Oh no, yeah," because Anik was getting on to me about fence sitting. Because I said, "Just gotta wait for the season to start." Yeah, I remember. I was being smart.
Let me see the stars in the chat. I've got plenty.
I think I only type up driver, not type up
The
team.
funniest stars I've got is the ones about Anik saying Red Bull, saying Ford found a loophole on that. Absolute nonsense, man. Nonsense, bro. But anyways,
Yeah, but yeah, McLaren. You guys,
obviously, clearly, come on, man, come on. We put 50% of our upgrade and we're going toe to toe with Mercedes. What the hell's going on? We're 7/10 off. So if half our upgrade is 7/10 off, let's be conservative. Let's say the other half is 3/10. We're getting the second off one upgrade. And then now they're saying, oh yeah, we're bringing the 50% in Canada, and then we're bringing some in Monaco, and then we're bringing some in Spain. Scary hours, the correlation hours. That's what we were calling it. And if they the fastest car again, you're gonna be sick.
No, I'm not.
Your stomach. Yes, you
No,
are.
I'm not. No.
Because
We're
just eating into that win total of yours. You know what I mean?
No. If McLaren have the fastest car, Ferrari, I gave up on early. That's my excuse for George Russell not to win the championship. I'd be like, the McLaren bought a rocket ship, and we lost 2 races before the McLaren had a chance. Like, we could build the gap. You know the 2024 Verstappen gap.
Yeah,
we lost that window. Trump ruined the chances. I have like a way of just fudging the numbers, getting away with this. So yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm calm. But yeah, you man.
Currently, you're sitting at in 22% of the races you've entered, you've won. Yeah, McLaren are at 20% right now. We're about to overtake you lot. Pole positions by a number. We've got a long way to go. Pole positions. Wins, we're closer with wins. Podiums by a number.
I got sold the dream.
Podiums.
I got sold the dream by Michael Schumacher, Ross Brawn, and John Todd, bro. I was 7. It is what it is, man.
Deary me, we're coming for you lot. Sorry, but man, like 11 upgrades, you brought that many and you still stink out the gaff. We leapfrogged you lot. Scary hours, man.
I don't think you guys were that far behind us anyway. I just think you guys just didn't know how to work the engine.
I think we were tire munchers. We had issues, man. We had reliability issues. We had serious stuff going on.
Yeah, but in Japan, look at Oscar. God.
Oscar's a better driver than Anthony.
Yeah, but talk about Ferrari drivers, and I'm just like,
he's better driver than Russell.
No, he's not better than Russell.
I feel like obviously at the beginning of the season, people say Ferrari had the best driver lineup. People forgot about McLaren. McLaren have been there, done that, man. If it's similar pace, toe to toe, Russell, Antonelli, Oscar, Lando, we're winning constructors. I'm telling you right now.
Do you know what? This is gonna sound funny, yeah. It will be a certified bozo off, but not because of the drivers, the teams will have a bozo off.
We did it, but we lost a win. We lost 2 wins back to back for the bozos. Because then the safety car was unlucky in Japan, but this was just like we got undercut for no reason.
Yeah.
From time the team, you understand that if Lando's in a decent car, he's going to check out if he's in the lead. From time he wasn't doing that, he got it to 3 seconds and then it went back down again. That's how you know the tire's cooked. Pit him now. But they'll just wait for rain, man. They're bozos, man. What are you going to do? But anyways, yeah, listen, we are the best technical team on the grid, man. Where's Nui? Where's Washe?
See, Nui, yeah, that apparently he's not even working right now, allegedly. So something happened to him.
Oh, something happened to him.
Yeah.
Hope he gets well soon. But where's Washe, man? Where's your Donnies?
Hey, they built a decent chassis. We just don't have an engine.
All right. Listen, I ain't seen a good Mercedes upgrade in a minute. Let me see what they're saying.
Hey,
this is why it was a disaster.
Last year's upgrade said Kimi to hell.
Look. People. So I've had a couple of things. Somebody said the Mercedes are good at upgrades. Someone told me that recently. And then someone told me Mercedes got better strategy than most teams. That's a lie as well.
That's a lie as well. I can tell you this now. Mercedes are Ferrari with good PR.
You're gonna see Dumb and Dumber. That's what you're gonna see. If it's McLaren versus Mercedes strategy battle, you're gonna see Dumb and Dumber, bro. That guy that we hired from the head from Red Bull, you better do something. You better make the difference.
Bro, the thing is, George is not even in. I'm gonna roll the dice strategy mode. He's in. I'm in World Championship. Like, let me chill a bit mode. This is over. It's over, man. Anyway, let's do driver of the weekend. Who's your driver of the weekend?
Lando Norris. He cooked. Didn't make a mistake. Sprint pole, sprint win, comfy sprint win. Qualifying, more bit of out of his control with the car and unstable in the wind. Race, actually dealt with Leclerc quickly, dealt with Kimi quickly. Had the win in the hand. Team made one mistake. Car couldn't get by. It was done. But was 30 seconds ahead of his teammate or whatever it was. It was absolutely a different time zone to other drivers. In a race where all these other drivers were being bozos, he didn't do anything. He was cooking. And he was quick. So, showed why he's a world champion. There you go. Lando Norris.
To be a bit different, I'm going to say Colapinto because...
Yeah, we don't do Colapinto on it.
No, let me explain. Because it's going to go into my... I'm going to say something. You see Alpine, yeah? They are a sick organization. Obviously, Colapinto's worked hard to improve and whatever. But they've done that thing again, where they've given a driver a crap chassis. And then when they change the chassis, the driver just cooks the next race instantly.
Why don't they just copy and paste the chassis? What did they do?
I don't know. They have terrible quality control. Because this happened to Ocon twice.
So man is just driving around crack chassis from day one.
Day one, the chassis don't work properly. Just there's something wrong with it. It's not. The bearings not lined up or something. And then the driver will be struggling, and then just be like, "Oh, this driver just ass." Then suddenly they change the chassis, and then they cook the next race and go, this driver isn't so ass. Horrible organization. Yeah, Kwame, you thought life was sweet, yeah? Don't worry, I'm watching.
He's taking a dub right now, man. He's making me sick right now. His team is actually good. The best of the rest, comfy best of the rest as well.
Hey, Ayo Kamatsu, you got something for me. Actually, no. He doesn't. He drives a Ferrari engine. Oh, god damn. I don't know, bro.
They're cooking nothing. They're Ferrari dependent.
I don't know. Anyway, stink of the weekend. Who you got?
I'm gonna say Max because of all the reasons we mentioned above. I just thought he reeked. He weren't good. I was gonna mention another guy. We haven't mentioned him on the pod. So
No, I'm about to mention him.
How about you, Rob?
Charles Leclerc. Because going from starting the last lap in that P3 and ending up 8th is generational work. Like, that's a generational howler. Bro, I'm seeing people rate his reekon and be like, oh, his reekon is a 7, it's 8, Bro, word to Estroll, he was the 3rd worst driver. Because
I don't know how people get away with. You can't make high-profile mistakes like this and then be judged on the rest of the weekend. I'm sorry. Everything that happened on that weekend, the Grand Prix matters, bro. Do you think people? Let me give you an example. Do you think people gave Lando Norris grace for Russia, Sochi, even though he was fucking 10 out of 10?
No,
90% of that weekend.
No, it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah, but they still don't give him grace. They're not going to give him 7 out of 10 or whatever. They're not going to rate him, right? So what you just described, the guy went from podium to nonsense in a lap. That's your drive.
I've already given my thoughts on him, man. He
That's
tried
your
to
employee,
play.
man.
He tried to play hero ball, tried to do tactics and be like, oh, if I turn off my straight line mode here, to turn it back on again. You set yourself into the barrier. The car can't turn to the right. You're cutting all the corners. Hold the 20-second penalty, bro.
They're saying it shouldn't be 20 seconds because of Vegas last year with Hamilton.
What, Singapore? No, it should be. It should be 30 seconds. What are we talking about? He crashed the car. That's the reason why he couldn't turn, because he crashed the car.
What are you saying? Lewis his brakes just went.
His brakes just went. If your brakes just go, we can forgive you because that's not your fault. If you smash the car into the wall, there's no grace.
It was, what's the name's Aura, man? It was Oscar's Aura, bro. You see how he dunks on Ferrari drivers? It's not his fault.
I do not care, man.
I said I do not care. But I said Lewis won the head-to-head. I don't care.
No, even Lewis won the head. It's more just, I was there going. I was just there going. I was watching it the next one. I was like, what on earth is he doing? Like, why did he spin like that? Like, there was actually just no need.
Well, it was so funny, man. Because it was like the kind of camera angle as well, because they were panning away from him. And all like, here's.
I was just like, oh my
what's
God.
wrong with you? Are you all right? And then they tried to do the whole glazing, like how they glazed Max with the spin. Oh, he saved it. Then they're like, oh, no, he actually touched the wall.
He touched the wall and the car's broken.
They initially wanted to glaze him, like he saved it. He done well.
I'm not gonna lie, it was bad jokes at the end though, because there's all these men driving home with broken cars, bruv.
What's the name tried to climb? Russell. Russell was under threat by a guy that can't turn left.
No, do you know what it was?
Can't turn right, I mean.
Russell, when Russell's having a stinky weekend, yeah, he loses all spatial awareness. And that was that moment there. He just lost all spatial awareness. But anyway, it is what it is.
Ed Stroll's right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, 100% right. And I don't agree with all the disglazing, man. Hold your driver to account. If your driver has a stinker, just say he has a stinker. Someone I can admit, my driver has a stinker. He has a stinker. You move on. You know he's better than that, and you know that they'll get it back in blood for you like another day.
True.
Right. And that's everything. Make sure to follow us on all socials, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure to like, share, subscribe on YouTube. We'll be back for the Canadian GP. Take care and peace.
Peace.